We're now going to look at the two motivations of the brain that pervade our whole human experience. On the one hand, we want to minimize danger, and imagine when we were evolving as hunter-gatherers, the first priority was avoid being eaten by a predator. The second motivation was finding enough food, hence maximizing reward. But notice that's a much smaller motivation. So our brain is scanning for threats and opportunities about 5 times a second, all of this of course non-consciously, and the default setting is scanning for threats because our priority is actually staying alive. And you only need to think of a situation where maybe your boss would say to you, "Oh, could you pop into my office and see me?" You're hardly likely to think, "Oh, great, that's about my pay rise." Much more likely you're going to think, "Oh no, what have I done wrong?" So scanning for threat is the default setting. And when faced with a threat, cortisol and adrenaline are released in the brain, and these together have the effect of shutting down the thinking part of our brain. Because the last thing we want to do when faced with a predator is think about it. We need to just either flee as fast as we can or fight. So blood is also diverted away from our brain to our limbs so we can do just that. This puts us in defend mode, gives us tunnel vision, win-lose mentality, and makes us self-focused. On the other hand, a reward response releases dopamine and oxytocin in our brain, and this puts us in discovery mode. It makes us innovative, solution-focused, and collaborative. And those are the behaviours we want to encourage in the workplace. So my question is, are there any leadership behaviours perhaps that you demonstrate that might inadvertently put people into a threat state and therefore make them less responsive? And what leadership behaviours could you promote to put people in a reward state to make them more productive and more collaborative?